the Buick Show. It's the Berle Show. It's the Buick Berle Show. Presented by your Buick dealers. With Milton's guest stars Judith Anderson, Cyril Ritchard, Georgia Gibbs, Charlie Applewhite.
I know that very soon we'll take a honeymoon, my Buick. I love and love. It's rehearsal time. It's rehearsal time. We're working on our next extravaganza. Rehearsal can't begin. So where is Milton? Where, oh, where is Milton? We need his touch of genius to bring the show in. Who will show us how to dance a new routine? Who will tell us how to act in all the scenes? Where is Milton? Where, oh, where is Milton? Without him we can't begin.
You're all so excited. What's the trouble? Tell me. Well, I've had a little trouble, kids. I've been trying to ride out a cast. I've been interviewing a lot of talent that is very, very saleable. And here's a list of some of the attractions that I found that are available. It isn't easy. It's quite a problem to catch a show. I'm not just looking for what they're booking for my good dough. No. Take a look at this crazy list. A parrot who's a ventriloquist. A hula girl with a novel twist. Oh, what a situation. Say it isn't easy. It's quite a problem to catch a show. And they aren't booking what I've been looking for high and low. But I just wouldn't rest, till I got myself the best. I found a wonderful guest for the show. Georgia, she's quite a find, and the way that she sings keeps Georgia on my mind. I'm talking about Georgia. Her royal nibs, it's a pleasure to present. Oh, Miss Georgia Gibbs. Yes, she is. What are you going to sing for us now, Georgia? Which song?
Now first you put your 2 knees so close on tight. Swing to the left and swing to the right. Step around the floor kind of nice and light, and then you twist around all your might. Spread your loving arms way out in space. You do the eagle rock with such a style and grace. You put your left foot out and then you bring it back. That's what I call falling the jack.
First you put your 2 knees close up tight, then you sway them to the left, then you sway them to the right. Step around the floor, kind of nice and light.
And then you twist around with all your might.
Spread your loving arms way out in space.
You do
The eagle rock with the style and grace.
Your left balloon out and then you bring it back.
What do you call it?
That's what I call balling the jack.
Yeah. Oh, it isn't easy. It's quite a problem to catch a show.
That's so.
And I just wouldn't rest till I got myself the best. I found a wonderful guest for my show. Hey, kids, how about this? Got Georgia Gibbs to be the guest on the show. Georgia, can I tell you, you're going to be absolutely wonderful on the show. And you know, my show is different than any other show. On my show, I give a gift to the guest. Don't go away, I'll be with you. Pardon me. Some few Tony Spaghettis in my ear yet. I can't get it in a noodle. And I give a gift to a guest before they do the show. Surprise. And so I have a little gift for you. It's lovely. Here is the key for a new Buick, and it's all paid for.
You mean?
Yes, I paid for the key. Now you buy a Buick. There you are. Will you pardon me? I have some business to attend to. Will you pardon me? We got to get the show. Honey. Will you be home Friday night?
No.
Oh, is Edward R. Morrow going to be disappointed when he drops in? Nothing. Look, Greg, in the booth, in this last number, you know, Ball and Jack, I want you to give me a good close-up. I want to be right in the camera. I want it real close. Come a little closer. No, closer yet. That's it, closer. That's fine. Closer. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? That's another network. That's CBS, Sebas. CBS. I said it, and I'm glad. Well, let's face it, it exists. You know, Ray, here's what I want you to do. Martin, just a minute. Come on, boys, break it up. Now, will you break it up? Georgia, honestly, I know I had a rough job getting you to be a guest on the show, but you're going to be wonderful on this show.
Thanks.
You know what song that you sang? You know the song you sang the last time on my program?
Oh, you mean Kiss of Fire?
Kiss of Fire. That's the song that I like. I don't want you to do it this time because I have another idea, but the Kiss of Fire was wonderful. I remember that song. I kiss your lips and all at once. I kiss your lips and all. With me, Sam. I'll explain this. You see, I have a fella faking for me. I'll pet you. It'd be funny if this is an audition and I don't know it, huh? Once more, please. I kiss your lips and all at once there's smoke and fire. Remove that big cigar before you burn me, Maya. That's the song. Now, I don't want you to sing. You know the song that you just sang, Ball and the Jack? Well, I want to tell you, when you and I do the song, when we both do the song...
Wait a minute. We'll do the number?
What's the matter?
Well, look, Milton, this is going to be my opening number. Do you have to be in it with me?
I can't hear you. There's something off here. What'd you say?
I say, do you have to be in it with me?
In the opening number? Well, of course. I got to be in it with you. Why? What's wrong with that?
Well, Milton, I want to sing by myself.
Well, get a bathtub. That's all right. Testing. Bring this down just a minute. Testing. The PA is PU. CBS. Said it again. Now, I'll tell you what I want you to look. I don't see anything wrong with me being in the number with you because you have to have a bright number, and that's going to get the show started. Then right after that, I have a guest star who is a celebrated dramatic actress, and that's when the classy part of the show begins.
Classy?
Yeah.
Look, I've sung in some pretty classy places myself.
You have, huh?
Why, I've sung in the Persian Room of the Plaza Hotel.
The Persian Room? Well, that may be all right for a room full of Persians, but look, might be all right for a room full of... It's off again. But look, honey, we are selling... That's fine. Now, we are selling Buicks, not flying carpets. Now, I'll tell you the whole thing. We're going to do this number. Now, right after this number, the classy part of the show begins, and here's what we're going to do. We have a very, very great dramatic actress on the show besides yourself. She's been a sensation in all Broadway plays. She was the star of Morning Becomes Electra. She was a sensation in Summer House. She was in that great Greek tragedy, Medea. And I'm talking about Miss Judith Anderson.
And she's going to be on this program?
Yeah, why? What's the matter?
Milton,
What?
how are you even going to talk to her?
How am I going to talk? I speak English.
Milton, that's what I say. How are you going to talk to her?
I cut out the ad-libs. You got a lot of good material, but it's all in your dress. Now, what are you talking about? She's a regular guy. Now, I know that she must watch my television show, and she's probably a big fan of mine on television. You know what I mean? She absolutely loves me, and no doubt...
Your pardon. I'm looking for Milton Berle.
Judith Anderson, right. How do you do, Miss Anderson? I'm Milton Berle.
Well, none of us is perfect.
Well, thank you, I think. Miss Anderson, I'm very, very glad that you're going to be on our program. You know my show, of course. I suppose you watch my television show. It comes into your living room every Tuesday night?
My television set is not in my living room.
Well, wherever room it is, I guess I come through on your television screen.
Unfortunately, the hot water steams up both my television screen and my medicine cabinet.
Well, that's television. You do a show and it's down the drain. Now, Miss Anderson, I'd like you to say hello to Miss Georgia Gibbs.
How do you do, Miss Anderson?
Georgia Gibbs?
Yeah, well, possibly you don't know her. She's from another world. She's from the jukebox world, and you don't...
Why, of course, Georgia Gibbs. Why, one of my most treasured musical memories is your fascinating recording of that famous American folk song, Bawling the Jack.
American folk song? Bawling the Jack. Well, I guess you bought it because on the other side must be a dramatic reading of Death of a Salesman. How do you come to Bawling the Jack? You don't know the first thing about Bawling the Jack.
Well, it's very simple.
Yeah?
Let me see if I remember it.
You're going to do it now?
Please.
I'm sorry.
First, you put your two knees close up tight. Then you swing them to the left, and you swing them to the right. You step around the room, rather nice and light. Then you twist around and twist around with all your might. You spread your loving arms way out in space. You do the eagle rock with something or other, and grace. You put your left foot out, and then you bring it back. And that's what I call Bawling the Jack.
Very fine. May I please have the envelope, please, if you don't mind? For the best black and white performance of Ball on the Jack, the winner, Miss Judith Anderson. There's an Oscar for you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Right.
And a special thanks to Harry Cohn.
Harry Cohn, what's he got to do with it?
I don't know, but everybody always thanks him for something.
That's right, you got thanked from here to eternity. Incidentally, I got an Oscar myself for the best supporting role. I just found out about my brother Frank. How do you like the way she recited Ball on the Jack?
Man, that was just the craziest thing.
What?
You want to know something?
What?
This is the first time I understood those lyrics.
Well, if this keeps up, Winston Churchill will be doing Ricochet Romance. Now, let's three of us sit down and talk about the script, huh? And,
Listen, Milton,
yeah.
will you excuse me? I have to have a fitting on my costume.
Oh, sure. You go ahead. I'll
All
talk
right.
with Miss Anderson.
Okay.
Goodbye, Miss Gibbs.
Very nice meeting you, Miss Anderson.
First you put your two knees close up tight. Then you swing them to the left, and then you swing them to the right. Oh, that's wonderful, wonderful. That's how I do it. That's wonderful.
Oh, that's murder, isn't it?
What a schizophrenic, confused child.
A schizophrenic, confused child? What do you mean?
Crazy, mixed-up kid.
Very good. You come up with those fast ones. I told Georgia that you were a regular scout. Now, look, when we do the show, Judy, here's exactly...
Miss Anderson.
All righty. What do you want, Miss Anderson? Of course, I'm kind of big in this business myself. You know what you can call me.
I do, but I won't.
I only have two words for you, Catherine Cornell. Now, you see, Judy, pardon me, sorry, Miss Anderson, you see, this is a new medium for you, a new medium, television. You don't know much about television, do you?
Well, I know why they call it a medium.
Why?
Because it's seldom well done.
Gee, that's a rare one. Now, look, why don't you just look at the script and read it, and I'm sure that you're going to like it. Will you take it, please?
Yes, thank you. I'll take it to my dressing room and read it over there.
Thank you.
Do you happen to have a couple of aspirin tablets?
Why, have you got a headache?
Not yet.
Miss Anderson, you don't seem to be very anxious to be on my show. I thought that you and I would be great together. I mean, that's the whole tie-up. You, the first lady of the theater, and me, you know about me in television.
Yes, they tell me in your earlier shows you were the first lady of television.
You were the first lady of television. How do you like that? I'll get even with her. Next time she opens in a play on Broadway, I'll buy a bag of peanut brittle and sit in the front row and crunch all through the show. I had to get Judith Anderson. For another $10, I could have gotten a brother, Hans Christian. I had a lot of trouble with her. A lot of trouble. Georgia. before you leave the theater, I was right. I was right about that Judith Anderson. I'm going to have a lot of trouble. I can't handle it.
Listen, why don't you get someone from the theater that understands her? You know,
someone from the theater that understands her?
Yeah, someone that will know how to handle her.
Well, I could get Rocky Graziano. He could go 2 rounds with her.
Listen.
I won't get him.
Listen, there's a great actor-director around. You know that British-type stuff? Now, he'll know how to direct Miss Anderson.
Who's that? Who?
Cyril Ritchard.
Cyril Ritchard? Do you think that I'd be able to get Cyril Ritchard? No, Cyril Ritchard wouldn't come over here. Cyril Ritchard? Who's Cyril Ritchard?
He's a great actor-director, very well known all over England.
England? Is he really? Well, he and I should get along splendidly. I was quite a smash over there myself, you know. I had them rolling in the British Isles. I was the Queen's favorite. The Queen's most popular performer. In the Bronx and Brooklyn, nothing, but Queen's terrific. I appeared everywhere, Trafalgar Square, Grosvenor Square, Leicester Square. I was a tremendous favorite with all the squares. Speaking of squares, I think I'll get in touch with my secretary, Max. I'll have a call Mr. Ritchard on the phone for me. She and he should get along very well, because he's from London and she's always in a fog. Pardon me, Georgia. Oh, Max. Max.
There's something wrong with this typewriter. It's not typing very clearly. I wonder if my ribbon's on straight. Yes, it's on straight.
Max, will you do me a favor? Get me a telephone number right away, will you? Call. Yeah. Will you do me a favor? What are you doing? Put the phone down. I didn't even tell you what number to call yet. What are you calling? What's the matter with you? You must be punch drunk.
Oh, I never touched the stuff.
Max, you will, because one of these days your brain will be preserved in alcohol. Now, here's what I want you to do. I want you to call Cyril Ritchard on the phone. He's a celebrated English actor. I'll get him in the telephone book, and he must be listed in the art directory, in the telephone directory. I want him to direct Judith Anderson.
Hello, long distance? I want to call England.
Now, what do you mean you want to call England? That's not what I mean. He's not in England. He's in America now. He's a great actor. He's been acting in New York. He's been over here a year.
Well, how did he learn the language so fast?
He studied in Brooklyn. Oh, shut up. Get these people sitting in on my rehearsals. You're driving me crazy. I don't know what I'm saying. Feel like the old Berle running around here ad-libbing and talking to cameras and everything. You're wacky. Absolutely wacky. I mean that. I mean that sincerely, Max. You know what you should do? You should quit this business. You shouldn't be a secretary. You should get married, raise a family, and you might have a little boy. He may be the president of the United States.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
What's ridiculous?
My son president. They'd never elect a little boy to be president.
Max, will you get him on the phone? Where's the actors directory? Here it is. Oh, here it is. I had it before. Cyril Ritchard. It's Trafalgar 91344. Dial him on the phone. I had to get Judith Anderson. Judith Anderson I had to get. It would have been better if I got Judith Canova. Not only can she act and sing, but while she's on the show, she can break in a pair of shoes for me.
Yes.
Is that Cyril Ritchard?
I don't know yet. Some man keeps asking me, are you there? Are you there? Yeah.
Max, will you give me the phone? Gee, I'm telling you, one of these days, as my friend would say, pow. Hello? Hello, who is this, please?
This is Cyril Ritchard.
Oh. Yeah, hello, this is Milton Berle.
Well, none of us is perfect.
Again, they're a set. I think I'll drop both of them and get their writers. Mr. Ritchard, I'll tell you why I called you. You see, I do a television show, and I have a little problem.
Yes, I watch your little problem every Tuesday night.
Now, don't get wretched, Richard. What I called you about is simply this. You see, Judith Anderson is going to be on my show.
Judith Anderson on your show? You're joking.
Well, it's about time I was. Between you and her, I've been throwing straight lines. You see, Mr. Richard, here's
Judith Anderson on the Berle Show.
Yeah.
I saw her only last week. She seemed so cheerful.
What?
So optimistic about the future. She was on her way to buy some golf clubs so she could appear on the Ed Sullivan program. Oh, this is dreadful. Do you mean to say she didn't leave a note explaining why she was doing this?
Now, wait a minute. Please, you're making this sound like suicide.
Well?
Now, just a minute, Cyril.
Mr. Ritchard.
Oh, all right. Mr. Ritchard, if that's the way you want it. You know what you can call me.
Oh, may I?
Why is everybody picking on me? What am I, Dick Haymes or something? Look, Mr. Ritchard. If that's the way you feel, all right. I just called up to tell you that I have a job for you for a lot of money, and if you don't want it, then goodbye.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Uncle Milty?
Oh, you didn't recognize the voice. You recognized the money, huh? I'll tell you why I called you, Sal. Mr. Ritchard. You see, Miss Anderson is on my show, and I need someone to direct her. And I hear that you're not only a wonderful actor, but you're a pretty good director.
Oh, thanks very much. As a matter of fact, there's a musical on Broadway now that I directed.
Yeah?
John Murray Anderson's Almanac.
Are you the Richard who directed Almanac?
Yeah.
Oh, poor Richard's Almanac. Poor Richard's Almanac. That's a funny one. You get it?
Oh, that's very clever, Mr. Berle.
Thank you.
Oh, what actors stoop to for money.
Well, what do you say, Mr. Richard? You want the job? I'll pay you well if you come on my show, and I'll see that you get a lot of good publicity.
Oh, no, please. No publicity.
No publicity? Oh, modest?
No, cautious. If word of this gets round, I'll take my picture down at Sardi's.
So what? I'll get your picture up in Lindy's between Blossom Seeley and Benny Fields. Look, Mr.
Ritchard.
Mr. Ritchard, we're over at the Center Theater now rehearsing. Why don't you come over now? I'll have the photographers over there. They'll take pictures.
No, please, no pictures. I'd rather come over incognito.
Break it up. What?
I'd rather come over incognito.
Oh, no, you don't. You come over in a Buick. None of those foreign cars. Will you come over? I'll see you later. Goodbye.
All right, thank you. Bye.
What's happening to my show? What's happening to my show? Judith Anderson, Cyril Ritchard. It's going to sound like one of those English broadcasts, BBC, Burle's Big Clam Bake. I better go and see Judith Anderson and tell her I got an interpreter for her. Everything happened.
Hello, Mr. Berle.
Charlie Applewhite. Oh, he's stopped. Charlie, I've got enough trouble with actors. I got Judith Anderson and Cyril Ritchard, and before you beat me to the punch, how do you do, Mr. Applewhite?
Mr. Applewhite? No, I'm Charlie. My father's Mr. Applewhite.
Well, glad to have an American aboard. Very, very glad.
Oh, I'm a Texan.
Well, what's the difference? We're allies. Now, where were you for the rehearsal? We had a song picked out for you. I wanted you to... Max, give me the list of the songs that I had picked out for him.
Here's the list.
Now,
Oh, sugar.
Hi, Charlie.
Did you get the 2 tickets for the theater for us?
Yes, I did.
Good. What time shall I pick you up?
Oh, well, I saw the play last night.
But you were supposed to get 2 tickets for you and for me.
Oh, well, I couldn't get 2 seats together. So I got one for last night and one for tonight. I went last night.
Now, figure that out real good, yes. Now, let's figure out what song he's going to sing. And 2 heads are better than 1. And you got the 2 heads to do it. Now, look, what song did you have in mind to sing, Charlie?
How about Make Love to Me?
I don't like it.
I like it.
Then I'll sing it.
I can't say anything here today. Everything. I'll sit down.
Take me in your loving arms and hold me tight. Whisper to me softly while the moon is low. Whisper to me softly while the moon is low. Da 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 dum dum. Come a little closer, make love to me. Kiss me once again before we say goodnight. Take me in your loving arms and squeeze me tight. Put me in a mood so I can dream all night. Everybody's sleeping, so it's quite all right. Come a little closer, make love to me. When you're near, so help me, dear, chills run up my spine. Don't you know I love you so? I won't be happy till you're mine. When I'm in your arms, you make my life complete. Everything about you is so doggone sweet. Every time we kiss, you make my life complete. Yesterday below you swept me off my feet. Now's the time to tell you, make love to me. Now's the time to tell you, make love to me.
Very good, Charlie. Very good. I'll tell you what, I've got a great idea for where he's going to sing the song, a special setting. I'll speak to Francis, and I'll have it all set up. I'll get Francis stagehand to fix it up. Francis! 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 Francis, oh, he's never around when you want it. When you're looking for Francis, he's never around. He's a moron. Francis! Francis!
Big Mac, what are you hollering?
Francis, what are you doing there in Miss Anderson's dressing room?
I'm discussing the theater with Judy.
Francis, open that door. Open the door.
Pardon me.
Judy, huh? That's what he's called. There's a fine combination. Punchy and Judy. They put a stop to this before she walks off the show. I'll throw him out on his ear. That's what I'll take care of that, Francis. I'll get him out of there right away. Francis.
Now, as I was saying, I've seen you in all your plays, and I hope you don't mind a little criticism, Judy.
Judy!
Please, Miss Anderson.
I didn't say it.
And please don't interrupt. You were saying, Francis.
Yeah, now where was I before I was so rudely interrupted? Oh, yeah. Now, I've seen you in all your plays, as I say, and mind you, I'm not saying you weren't great in them, because you were. But the plays just ain't, well, how shall I put it? They just ain't schmaltzy enough, you know what I mean?
Well, the critics said they were schmaltzy.
The critics? Oh, chip, the critics. How many tickets today, boy?
Now, Francis, will you please? Now, how can you talk to this great lady of the theater that way?
Oh, what do you know? Butt out of this.
I was just trying to tell... Look.
Please.
What?
I'm discussing the theater with this gentleman.
Yes.
Now, please, what were you saying, Francis?
Get this team here. Lynn Fontaine and Alfred Runt. Francis, get up from there. I want you...
Get your cockamamie claws off the cravat.
Cockamamie claws off the cravat?
You're crinkling the corduroy.
I want you to go out there on the stage. I got work for you to do. And remember, I'm the boss around here. I'm the boss.
Oh, tip.
Get a load of this, the English version of Tip. Goodbye, Mr. Tips here. Wait till the girls' societies hear about this. Now, look, it'll make you turn in your Brandon DeWill button. Now, you'll...
Don't holler,
I am not hollering.
Don't holler.
I'm not
You can talk nice.
Now, will you...
You don't have to be a hollerer.
Please, you embarrass me. Pardon me, Miss Anderson, all I came in to tell you is that I've just got Cyril Ritchard to come on the show to direct you on the show.
Cyril Ritchard?
Yeah.
On this show?
Yeah.
Well, I saw him just last week. He seemed so contented, so perfectly contented.
He said the same thing. He didn't get a laugh either. Now, come on. I want to talk to you. Will you pardon me just a minute? Come on.
Well, I'll see you later.
Well, we haven't finished discussing the plays that I've been appearing in.
Kid, you're okay. You're okay. I like you. But let's face it, a Marjorie Main, you ain't.
Will you get out of this room here? What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you talking to a great legitimate actress, a great dramatic actress?
Great actress?
Yes, she is.
Great actress?
Yeah.
So what kind of plays does she do?
What do you mean?
Classical.
What's wrong with
You don't get rich doing classical plays.
No?
You get rich from a hitch and a 7-year itch.
Well, that's where the scratch is. But I don't want you talking. I don't want you talking to a lady like that. Now, I want you to remember what's going on here. I am the boss, and I am full charge in here, and you're just an idiot.
Oh, that's a big job, in full charge of an idiot.
Francis, don't go too far. Remember, I can buy and sell you.
Uncle Milty, big slave trader.
That's exactly what I mean. Now, I don't like... How dare you say to Miss Anderson that you don't like the play? She was a sensational just last year doing a reading of John's Body.
Oh, better she should read over Milton's Body.
Mrs. Francis, I've got enough aggravation with 2 temperamental actors on the show. We got Cyril Ritchard.
Excuse me. Which of you gentlemen is Milton Berle?
How dare you. I am going to belt this kid just once.
Now,
I'm going to give him a set.
Just a minute.
Let me clap him once. Just once.
Pardon me, are you Cyril Ritchard?
Well, I try to be.
I was... Well, look, Seymour, Mr. Ritchard.
Cyril Ritchard is on the show?
Yeah, he's going to be on...
The great English actor?
Yeah.
Pardon me. Mr. Richards, I got some big news for you. You lost in 1776. You're going to lose again.
I was... Will you get out of here and leave us alone?
Cyril Ritchard is on the show. Judith Anderson is on the show. Hip hip, old boy, cheerio, ta-ta, and all that rot.
Now, Mr. Ritchard, here's the whole thing.
Mr. Berle.
Yeah.
Is he for real?
I was... Don't pay any attention to him. He's a college man, Harvard.
Really?
Yeah.
Seems to have gone to his head, doesn't it?
Well, someday his head's going to go to Harvard, I think. Mr. Ritchard, would you sit down?
Certainly.
I must speak to you. I'm very glad you come over. I got a terrible problem. You see, we have Miss Judith Anderson on the show, and she's a great dramatic actress, and I don't know how to quite fit her into our program being dramatic.
Oh, you mean in your program you want to get laughs?
I want to get what?
You want to get laughs?
Laughs? Dear laughs. No, no, not laughs. I want to get big bops.
Bops?
Yeah.
You mean baps?
I was... Laughs and babs. I know, the minute I hire an English actor, I Piccadilly. Mr. Richard, no jokes because I am the comedian on my show.
Yes, well, Mr. Berle, I've been a comedian in my time in England in musicals. I mean, I sing and dance and play the piano.
You sing and dance and play the piano? Really? Gee, how do you do all these things?
Magnificently.
Just like me, and you're so modest, too.
Yes, just like you.
I only have 2 words for you, Clifton Webb.
Oh, yes, I saw him on Dragnet.
I was... Jack Webb. Now, look, what about this Judith Anderson bit?
Bit?
Yeah, bit.
Bit? Did you see the bit that Miss Anderson did on Broadway last year?
Oh, you mean that reading of John Brown's Body?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why couldn't she do something like that?
A dramatic reading, no. For dramatic readings, we got Jack Cooley. What program do you think this is? I'm the Burl? No, we can't have dramatic readings on this program.
But look, it'll be quite effective. It'll be something new on your program. I mean, Miss Anderson and I standing there reading.
Gee, what's new about standing there reading? I've been doing that for years in the subway with the hard way, with one hand hanging on the trash. Now, that's not for my program, Mr. Richard.
Mr. Berle,
yes.
You're paying me quite a lot of money to ask you my advice about this program.
That's
my suggestion is that you have a dramatic reading. You either take it or else.
Or else what?
Or else I'll have to think of something else, won't I?
Oh, yeah. I don't want to fight you, Mr. Richard, but gee, what kind of a dramatic reading could we do?
Well, there are all sorts of eminent writers that lend themselves to reading. For instance, there's Ibsen.
Buddy Ibsen?
No. Henry. Then there's Shaw.
Artie Shaw?
No, Bernard. George Bernard.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's Voltaire. Fool around with that one.
Voltaire Winchell. Why? That's a funny one, isn't it?
Always was.
I think
that a very good excerpt would be from Medea.
Medea?
That's the play that Miss Anderson made such a hit in a few seasons ago.
Oh, Medea. I saw her in that. She was absolutely wonderful. Who's that? By Robinson Jeffers?
Robinson Jeffers. It's a drama based on a famous Greek legend in which the tragic Medea loses the love of her husband, Jason.
Oh, that ought to be a barrel of laughs. But we can't do that on the show. This is a comedy show.
That's what you say.
I was... Mr. Mr. Richard, I want your candid opinion. Now, do you think that something dramatic like Medea would go on my program? I know it was a big hit a few years ago on Broadway, but...
But it's classical.
It's classical.
Oh, yes, it would give you that class that you need so very much on your show.
Cyril, I've lost you.
Who's the slick chick?
Oh, that? Oh, that's Georgia Gibbs. Georgia, come over here just a minute. Georgia, this is Cyril Ritchard.
Hello.
Hello. I didn't know you were on this show. You know, this opens up a new avenue of thought for me. Would you like to stroll down that avenue tonight?
Stroll down that avenue? I've heard of an American wolf, but this is an English bull. Cyril, you don't know this girl. Georgia...
You don't have to tell me about Georgia Gibbs. For the last fortnight, I've been humming nothing else but somebody bad stole the wedding bell.
Oh, you dig that too?
dig it, I excavate it. Mr. Berle, have you got a piano?
A piano? I don't happen to have one on me. Oh, over here. There's a piano. Would you like?
Yes.
What do you want to do?
Can't wait to get at this song again.
What song is that?
Well, it's somebody bad stole the wedding bell.
Oh, you must have bought this at Kresge's.
Well,
It looks
of course.
fresh. You want to play it?
Certainly.
Your style.
Yes. Somebody bad stole the wedding bell. Somebody bad stole the wedding bell. Somebody bad stole the wedding bell. Now it's absolutely impossible to get married.
Oh, that's pitiful, pitiful.
Isn't that gay?
Oh, it's gay and jazzy, that's it. But that isn't the way that Georgia Gibbs does it on her record.
No.
No, you see, the way that she's going to do it on the show, you see, the music starts right here, like this.
That's right.
Yeah, start it.
Stole the wedding bell. Somebody bad stole the wedding bell. Somebody bad stole the wedding bell. Somebody bad stole the wedding bell. Now nobody can get married. Who's got the ding dong? Who's got the bell? Who's got the ding dong? Who's got the bell? Somebody know, but nobody cares. For somebody bad stole the wedding bell. We got sarsaparilla soda on the ice. We got shoes in the rice and free advice. We got the bridal suite in honeymoon hotel. What good is that without a wedding bell? Who's got the ding dong? Who's got the bell? Who's got the ding dong? Who's got the bell? Somebody know, but nobody cares. For somebody bad stole the wedding bell. We got a very fine detective, Sherlock John, and he's shooting to question every man. Soon in the marketplace where people buy and sell, he's sure to arrest the one who sells the bell. Somebody bad stole the wedding bell. Somebody bad stole the wedding bell. Somebody know, but nobody cares. For somebody bad stole the wedding bell. We got solos by the island, the singing band. We got lots of sun and lots of sun. We got the lover's moon, we got the wishing well. And oh, how I wish we had the wedding bell. Who's got the ding dong? Who's got the bell? Who's got the ding dong? Who's got the bell? Somebody know, but nobody cares. For somebody bad stole the wedding bell.
You see, now that's the kind of a song that goes over very great on my program, Mr. Ritchard.
I still say that on a good comedy show, an hour's comedy show, some reading would be really very good.
Not that way, though. Look, you mean...
All right, okay.
Oh, I'm kidding. I respect you
You're not
tremendously.
enough. You're
No,
not.
I'm kidding. You see, if you want me to do something like Medea, is that
Medea,
what you mean?
that's what I mean.
All right, we'll try it. We'll try it. I'll get Miss Anderson to come out here and go through it. I'll get off the stage.
Can you?
Can you? Can you? Sure, I can. I'll get off. Now, you go and get Miss Anderson ready while I get somebody that sets the stage, and we'll take a minute or two, and we'll have that scene within just 1 minute or two. Will you go over there? Just 1 minute or two.
Medea, written by Robinson Jeffers, is a drama based on a famous Greek legend in which the tragic Medea loses the love of her husband Jason. Jason, driven by ambition, renounces Medea to wed the young daughter of King Creon. The king has ordered Medea into exile. The scene is the one in which Jason comes to the embittered, vengeful Medea to demand the custody of their two young sons.
Well, I have come. I tell you plainly, not for your sake, the children's. Your woman says that you have your wits again and are willing to look beyond your own woes. It appears doubtful. Where are the children? I have made inquiry and I can find fosterage for them in Epidaurus or any other of several cities that are Creon's friends. I'll visit them from time to time and watch that they're well kept.
You mean take them from me? Be careful, Jason. I am not patient yet. I am the one who labored in pain to bear them. I cannot smile while I lose them. But I am learning. No, Jason, I will not give up my little ones to the cold care of strangers. Hard faces, harsh hands. It would be far better for them to share my wandering ocean of beggary and bleak exile. I love them, Jason. Only if you would keep them and care for them here in Corinth, I might consent.
Gladly, but they are exiled.
In your own house?
Gladly I do it, but you understand they are exiled as you are. I asked Creon and he refused it.
You asked Creon to take my children from me. Forgive me, Jason, as I do you. We've had too much wrath, and our acts are closing on us. On me, I mean. Retribution is from the gods, and it breaks our hearts. But you feel no guilt. You fear nothing. Nothing can touch you. It is wonderful to stand serene above fate while earthlings wince. If it lasts, it does not always last. You love the children, Jason?
Oh, certainly. The children, certainly. I am their father.
Oh, but that's not enough. If I'm to give them up to you, be patient with me. I must question you first and very deeply to the quick. If anything happened to them, would you be grieved?
Nothing will happen to them, Medea, if in my care. Rest your mind on it.
You must pardon me. It is not possible to be certain of that. If they were killed and their blood ran on the floor of the house or down the deep earth, would you be grieved?
You have a sick mind. And what a weak thing woman is, always thinking of evil.
Answer me.
Yes. After I cut their killer into red collops, I grieve.
It's true. Vengeance makes grief bearable. But Creon's daughter, your wife, no doubt will breed many other boys, but if something should happen to Creon's daughter...
Enough, Medea. Too much. Be silent.
I am to conclude that you love Creon's daughter more than your sons. They'll have to take the sad journey with me. Boys, come out and bid your father farewell.
I could take them from you by force, Medea.
Try it. No, Creon decided otherwise. He said they will share my exile. Oh, come, Jason, let's be friends at last. I am quite patient now. I have learned. Come, boys, come. Speak to your father. No, no, we're friends again. We're not angry anymore.
Big boys. Tall fellows, eh? You've grown up since I saw you.
Smile for him, children. Give him your hands. I think they're afraid of you.
What? What? You'll learn, my little man, not to fear me. You'll make your enemies run away from you when you grow up. And you, Captain, how would you like a horn-tipped bow to hunt rabbits with? Wolves, I mean.
Look at him. He loves them, huh? Therefore, his dear children are not going to that city, but a darker city where no games are played, no music is heard. You think I'm a cow lowing after the calf, or a cur with pups licking the hand that struck her? Watch this man, women. He is going to weep. I think he is going to weep blood, quite soon, and much more than I have wept. Watch and keep silence.
Tell you, I just want to say that was wonderful. It was just great. I couldn't have enjoyed it more even if I understood it. Really, Miss Anderson, you just thrill me.
Thank you.
Thank you, really.
Cyril, I can't tell you what a great joy it was to act with a distinguished actor like you. I'm so very grateful to you.
Thank you, Judith, but it's I that should be grateful.
Yeah, well,
Oh, no. I'm the one who's grateful.
Believe me, no one can be more grateful than I am, really.
The secret word for tonight is grateful.
See, I can't express my gratitude.
Yeah.
No, I can't find the words.
Yeah, but I was...
I tried to find words.
Yeah.
But,
I got the words. They won't let me say anything here. You want to say something?
Yes! What is it?
I forgot what I wanted to say now. What I wanted to say.
Cyril, where are you going after the show?
Into hiding.
I would... Very, very funny. Big deal. Dramatic readings. Is that the way you would do it? That's not the way I would do dramatic readings on my program. Absolutely. I would do the same reading, but I would do it differently. Would you like me to do it for you, Miss Anderson?
No.
I was... Well, if you don't, Fireside Theater is coming on 5 minutes earlier. Stick around, will you, and watch me?
I'd rather die.
What makes you think you just didn't? You want to watch me do it, huh?
Sorry, Mr. Berle, but Miss Anderson and I have a little suicide pact.
Now, wait a minute. I want to show you how we do the same reading. I would like to show you the same thing. Would you watch it for me?
Well...
I'll stage it the same way. Mr. Roth, some music. I want you to watch it. This is the tragic story of a woman and a husband. This is the tragic story of a woman and a husband. This is the tragic music stand of a woman who has her ups and downs. Fix it myself. This is the tragic story of a woman named Maxia. Maxia is married to Jason, and she has lost his love. Jason has been doing a little chasing. The Greeks had a word for it, ruberosa. The scene we are about to offer is in the home of Maxia. Jason has come to discuss the custody of their two young children. Which parent is to get the two darling little boys? Yeah. Now what about the children?
I've told you before, I'm their mother.
Yes.
I've taken care of them night and day.
Yes.
Fed them.
Yes.
Clothed them. Yes. Nursed them through measles, mumps, whooping cough. I'm their mother. I bore them. Now they bore me, so take them away.
No, you don't. My lawyer told me I don't have to take these monsters. They're yours. Yes, they are.
Kid, at least take one of them.
And break up the set? Twins, you can't break up the set. I've taken good care of them up until now. Didn't I buy one of them a pony? Didn't I buy him a pony? A pony? I like that. A pony? Didn't I buy one of them a pony?
Which twin has the pony?
I will not.
The trouble I had with those kids.
Now listen to me, Max. Now listen to
to me, Maxia. Listen to me well. The girl that I'm about to wed lives with her folks, and we are going to move in with them. There is no room for the children. Even so, we'll have to sleep on the couch in the living room. If one of our kids was a little girl, it wouldn't be so bad. At least she could open up the Castro. Now you take them, because they're yours.
The trouble I had with those kids.
You said that.
Jason, I must question you, and very deeply to the quick.
Yes.
If anything happened to them, would you be grieved?
What was the question again? What was the question again?
If anything happened to the kids, would it hurt you?
Yeah. What will happen to them? Have you got any ideas?
Well, I thought maybe we could lie about their ages and get them drafted.
Draft the twins? One of them are twins. One is 7 years old and the other one is 7 and a half.
The trouble I had with those kids.
Now listen to me again, Maxia. We will call them in and let them decide from themselves whom they wish to be with. I'll call them. What's their names again? Amos and...
I know their names.
Yes, call
I'll call them. Boys.
Boys? Is that? Oh, here they are. Here. That's the children. Come here. How are you, my dear children?
Who are you?
Who am I? My name is Jason. I'm your pop. Don't you even remember me, son? Don't you remember me? Don't you remember me?
Take your twister talons off the toga. Right in the goatskin.
Little son, don't you know your dad? I'm your dad.
Dad, can I have the chariot tonight?
Yeah, you take the Buick or nothing. Now listen, children. Your mother and I, we want you to decide whom you are going to live with. Whom do you want to choose? Whom do you love? Whom do you want to choose?
Marilyn Monroe.
You're out in that field. Now, whom do you want? Your mother and your father. Choice of one, no substitutes. Tell us.
We will tell you deeply and to the quick. Though it may grieve you, we are choosing neither, but this day we have decided that like the wind shall we depart and go our separate roads.
What was the question again?
We're going. We're going to hit the road. We don't want neither one of you.
Leaving home. You don't want either one of us. Why? Why?
Oh, my Pa, to us you are so terrible. Oh, my Pa, to you we say get lost.
Get lost? I never heard of such.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, folks. Thank you. You know, you got a little taste of the excitement that's going on at your Buick dealers. Now, I certainly hope that you take advantage of two special opportunities that your Buick dealer is offering you. To come to see his Thrill of the Month Club, and these are the sort of friendly, neighborly projects that your Buick dealer is so well known for. So be sure and drop in to see him next week, won't you? Next week, our good friend Bob Hope will be here. I'll be back 2 weeks from tonight with my guest stars, Ezra Charles, Steve Allen, and Janet Blair. I want to thank Miss Judith Anderson and Mr. Cyril Ritchard, Georgia Gibbs, and Charlie Applewhite, and the whole gang. So long. Good night, everyone. Thank you very much.